System Board of Education for November 14th, and ask if everybody will join with me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, we have before us there the adoption of the agenda and the approval of the minutes for October 17th. Everybody's had an opportunity to review those. Do I have a motion that we adopt those? Approve those. So a motion is there a second? Second. Have a motion and a second. Any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify with the upward hand. Thank you. All right, informational items, student and staff recognition. And before we get into that, I would like to recognize our former superintendent, Dr. John Jackson. He's in attendance. He's in the house. All right. Dr.
Okay.
Dr.
All right.
We start off by recognizing our Regis Scholar this year, and Ms. McShane do that for us.
Hello, I'm Holly McShane, and I work with the Reach Georgia program. And this is an exciting fourth year that we have announced a cohort of 8th grade students to participate in our Georgia Reach Scholar program. And if you're not familiar with that, this is a statewide program that started about probably 10, 12 years ago. And it was aimed at identifying very highly talented academic youth while they were in middle school. Was to continue to encourage them throughout their high school years, and these students are selected because of their academic achievements, but also because they exhibit good character with no discipline referrals. They have a commitment to the school environment by having excellent attendance. And so we look for these highly talented youth, and we encourage them in high school by providing a mentor for them that's going to help them get out into the community and understand what college and career options are available for them. They also have academic coaching to make sure they're taking the right courses and staying on track so they are Hope eligible at the time that they graduate. And also they have the best chance of getting into some competitive college environments in the state of Georgia. And so the Reach Scholarship Program enables students to have a guaranteed $10,000 scholarship in addition to the monies that they would earn once they get the Hope Scholarship. And so it's quite a lucrative adventure for these students. And how this system works is it is a partnership between the state of Georgia and the Georgia Student Finance Commission, and also some private foundation monies that work together with local school systems. And so the local school systems are required to match some of the state and private endowment funds in order to provide the $10,000 guaranteed scholarships to the students. And we are extremely fortunate in that we have an amazing partnership with our Jefferson Foundation, who works with the school system to provide that matching funds to our students. And at this time, I'm going to introduce Jean D. Barker from the foundation to explain how they select the students for the Reach Scholar program.
Yes, the foundation, along with JMS and their educators, they have to fill out, they nominate who they feel would fit all the criteria. Then they do a rigorous application, and then we narrow it down from there to about 10. And then from there, those 10 have to sit in an interview with, and it's a 15, 20-minute interview, which is, a lot of adults don't like to do that, but these kids sit through an interview with 4 of our board members, which are here today. So Mr. Hopkins, Ms. Benson, Dr. Jackson, and Ms. Gurley, they all sat in on our interviews, and they are so invested in this program. They came down to see y'all complete your process of signing your application, and we're so proud of you.
And there's a lot of moving parts to the selection process, and I also want to thank Ms. Carol Ann Knight for all of the support that she gives, and as well as the school counselors, Brittany Cohn and Annie Shields, that work very closely with this program to make sure that we have selected and prepare the students on the front end.
There is a teacher recommendation that they have to have, and also community recommendations. So it's not just from the school system. Somebody in the community has to write them a letter of recommendation as well. So
it involves a lot of moving parts. All right, so at this time, we are very excited to announce the 2024 Georgia Reach Scholars. The first one that I'll introduce is Miss Lee Pipes. Congratulations. Our next one is R.J. Staten.
Hi, I'm R.J. Staten, and this is my mom, Rachel.
And our last one, but not least, is Shalariana White.
Shalariana, and my mom.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right, So, one crucial part of this program is that it is a partnership between the state, the local school, and also the partnership that provides the funds, but also between the parents and the students as well. So, this commitment part of this recognition is going to take place now. So, I would have my 3 students and their parents come over to the table. RJ, we're going to put you in the middle. And you're right here. And Katie, you're right here.
Yes. Perfect spot for me.
It's okay.
I know.
All right, at this time, we will induct the REACH cohort of 2024. REACH Scholars, first I would like to walk you through your obligations and responsibilities. The contract that you are about to sign requires that you maintain an overall 2.5 code-calculated GPA throughout high school, have good attendance, have good behavior, and remain drug and crime-free, meet with your assigned mentor at least 8 times each semester, meet with your assigned academic coach at least 4 times each semester, attend REACH events, meetings, programs, and engage in activities for college, graduate from high school with your peers and acquire a diploma, enroll at a COPE-eligible college or university in the state of Georgia. So REACH Scholars, before we sign, please signify I will as I administer the following charges. Will you commit to keeping good grades, attendance and behavior, meeting with your mentor and academic coach, and graduating from high school and college? REACH parents and guardians, will you commit to supporting your students as they progress through the program? Will you also commit to attending REACH events, meetings, and programs, contacting your student's academic coach or REACH coordinator if there are issues you believe should be addressed? School system and community members, it is incumbent on us to affirm our willingness to support these REACH scholars in their journey to adulthood. Will you commit to supporting these REACH scholars with your time, talent, and treasure as they progress through the REACH program into the college and workforce?
Yeah.
It is now time for the students and parents to sign their commitment forms.
And next year, y'all get to meet our ones that are, well, our first ones that have been through the whole program. It's been an amazing 3 years for.
First cohort will be graduating next year.
Yes, they'll be graduating next year. So it's been a great process.
Congratulations, REACH scholars and parents and guardians. Thank
You're welcome.
Yes, you don't have, unless you just want to stay. Y'all want to stay?
Thank you.
Saban doesn't leave at the end of the first quarter. He stays for the whole game and watches the board.
All right, next up is our state champion volleyball team. And coming in now.
Hello, hi. Hello. I don't really think she deserves much of an introduction.
Somebody's happy.
Miss Sunshine, good morning.
Y'all come on over here.
Well, there's the rest.
It was uniform day, it's okay.
It takes a village, we all know that, right? Hi, so we are the varsity volleyball team, and each of the girls have specific accolades, so I'll let them kind of talk about that in just a second about our season. But just to give you a little taste of what this team was all about, these were young ladies that just united their hearts. Heart is something very important in our program. And they came together as one, and they decided that they wanted to be invincible, unbreakable, unstoppable, undeniable. And with those 4 core values, we took care of business. So I won't say any more, but who's first? EC's first.
Our overall record is 36-5. We were 8A, 3A area runner-ups.
We had 3 first-team all-area players, 3 second-team all-area players, 3 honorable mentions, and we have the area coach of the year.
We were Battle Jackson County champs. Our season's motto was seize the moment. Our season's values were accountability, positive intensity, intentional, next mentality, and best emotions.
This is our team mascot, Blaze. He signifies the fire in our heart.
All state playoff matches were won 3-0, except for no lead. And we're GHSA state champs.
Yay! One of my favorite questions that we get asked is like, how did we do it? Like, what was the strategy behind it? And the answer is really simple: is that we did it from the heart. That we focused on the harmony, the empowerment, appreciation, relentlessness, and the trust. We just united ourselves as one, and had a collective vision to go out there, do the thing, and get the points. So this is a really special team for us. It was something special from day one, which is why Seize the Moment was our motto this year, to be where our feet are. That fish don't jump in the boat, we have to go capture it ourselves. So on behalf of Jefferson Volleyball, we just want to say thank you for all your kind words, for your love, for showing up to the games and cheering us on and going wild and crazy, and just all the other resources that you provided us, whether it was for the coaching staff or for the team. We really appreciate y'all.
Tell them your coaching staff.
So this is Coach Lawrence, but we don't call him Coach Lawrence, we call him Coach Sir. And then we have Coach Jess and Coach Amber there, our middle school coaches, which actually coached our seniors in the middle school state playoffs. And then we have Coach Ruda and Coach Price, which are our JV coaches. The village.
Thank you. Anybody else got anything you want to ask?
It was an exciting year. The first championship for volleyball.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes, history was great.
State champion.
State champion.
Absolutely. Unbelievable. Well, let's congratulate them all.
Who are our seniors?
We have Eva Claire here. She's a senior. And then we have Jolie Gunther, who's holding the trophy. She's also a senior. And then we have 3 others, so we're graduating a total of 5. But they couldn't be here due to work obligations.
All right. Well, thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sorry.
Genetic wise, blood. Like that, their average height will be, they'll be taller than the rest of the rest of Used to blow my mind when Travis wrestling and Camille swimming. Going from a wrestling meet on Saturday morning to a swim meet on Saturday afternoon. Not just the kids, but the parents too. Parents.
All right. Our next group is our art and park winners, and our teachers will present these things to us.
She looks terrified.
Halfway around, how are you? Oh, wow. Yes.
We're in our new BOE room.
All right, okay, we'll start off with William. Tell us about the elementary school.
All right, so we had a lot of winners this year from the elementary school. So first place for second grade is Maisie Bone. Beautiful. I love your cabbage, Maisie. We had also first place for first grade, Emma Puckett. Beautiful, colorful form. And also we had second place for first grade, Sebastian Izquierdo Varela. Beautiful form. So great job. Also, they couldn't be here today, but Charlie Stringer got an honorable mention for first grade, and Alice Lauren got second place for second grade.
Great job.
Let's give them a hand.
Our Jefferson Academy has also did very well this year. We have quite a number of ribbon winners. For third grade, in second place is Rosie Morris. Third place is Savannah Hudson. And Whit Marlin has an honorable mention. For fourth grade, Luke Seibert is first place. Copeland Elliott won second place. And Alexis Mullen has an honorable mention. And our fifth graders, Sutton, Gurley, and Leighton Blackwell, combined their efforts to create this first place winner. In addition to it winning first place in fifth grade, they're a grand prize winner, meaning they each won $50, and they get to have that printed on all the t-shirts for Art in the Park for next year.
All
We also have a third place winner with Victoria Adwin.
So Hunter Page was not able to make it today, but he received an honorable mention. And then Naomi Whitmore, she is also our Dorothy. So please come out and see her tonight, tomorrow, or Saturday. She's so talented, well-rounded, amazing child. But she yes, okay. Well, anyway, she won first for 8th grade, but she also won the guitar essay contest.
And I asked Naomi to bring her essay, and I would love for her to read it to you because you will not believe an 8th grade student wrote this. It is absolutely amazing. But as Ms. Bowden said, she is an amazing student. We are so very blessed to have her with us. And I also want to put in a plug for the musical tonight. She is our lead and has the most beautiful voice, and it is colorful and fun. And bring the kiddos, come tonight, and you will be so impressed. So, but Naomi, would you take a second and read your essay to us? She wouldn't sing. I asked her if she would be willing to sing. She was a little embarrassed. I really wanted her to wear Dorothy costume. She's like, that's a whole nother story. But you're going to be impressed. I promise.
Okay. Just now?
Yes.
Okay.
And loud before the band starts.
Got it. Okay. Music has played a key role in my life since I was very young. There was an old out-of-tune ukulele at my grandparents' house that I remember strumming out of pure enjoyment each time I came to see them. Chords weren't a concern at the time, so I would brush the strings randomly and come up with my own little songs on the spot. As I got older, I never stopped playing. It was Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and then the birthday song, and so on. To sit and strum an instrument for hours on end has become a way for me to understand my feelings and cope with anxiety. And to do this, I began to write my own music. I have a musical family, as they refer to themselves, and I think it's a very fitting title. My grandfather is a mastering engineer and spent some time when he was younger in a band, so it may all come from him. My mother and father both play instruments, and my sister and I both began to sing at a very young age. My family, but especially my grandmother, cheered for our musical talents with vigor once the first note left our mouths. Recently, I've come to realize how fortunate I am to have people like her in my life who kept encouraging the musical side of me even when I didn't think I cared, who wouldn't let me forget that I was capable of doing something amazing. Music has become more and more important to me as time has gone on, and recently it has become even more so. Not just creating it, but hearing the music as well. Georgia Cates said in one of her novels, "Music is what feelings sound like," and I can't agree with this more. There's a sort of magic to the way we humans can hear the strumming of a guitar and the melodic notes of another's voice over the radio and feel understood, having never met the person on the other end. And I've come to realize that I want to be the person on the other end. I'm still on my way to figuring out who and what I want to be, but the idea that a person I'll never know could hear my music and know there is someone somewhere in the world who may understand what they're going through is so inspiring to me. The fact that I could create a beautiful thing that could help another through a dark place in their life fills me with motivation. I play ukulele, and while it has gotten me this far, to begin to write more complex music, having a guitar would mean the world to me. I want to keep improving my skills, honing my craft. I want to create meaningful art through the use of strings and vocal chords. I want to give empathy to my generation and those to come through music.
Thank you, Naomi. That's awesome.
The high school was represented by two students, and Sophia Lambrex. Unfortunately, she couldn't make it tonight, but she won third place with her top pastel album.
Yeah,
that is beautiful. Amazing work.
Did they give you a good guitar?
Yes.
All right, thank y'all. Thank y'all. And let's give them all another round.
I know. Yes. Yeah. It looks just like his dad. AJ. When I remember AJ looking like. Great job.
Yes.
Mary's Cybert. I haven't seen Miss Cybert in a long time.
The little girl that read, her grandparents are here from Florida.
Really? Okay. I was wondering if that was
That was them on the
Wow. That's awesome.
They used to at school. And they chose Jefferson. They drove through.
Wow.
All right. Oh, family.
But know how to clear a room. That's right. Okay, let's get back to our next item on the agenda, the financial reports. Ms. Kim, you want to start with the general fund report?
Absolutely. You have before you the general fund report, which represents 33.3% of the fiscal year. And the revenues, like we've talked before, obviously the bulk of our taxes have not come in yet. So that's why that line item reflects 1.6%. You're primarily seeing the TABT tax that does come in monthly on the motor vehicles, as well as obviously the local and the tuition are running according to what we budgeted, and then QBE comes in 1/12 increments, so it's right on track. Down in the expenditures, you can see we're 33.2% of the fiscal year. Like I mentioned, we have some categories that are higher because premiums and renewal fees have to be paid up front at the beginning of the fiscal year, so they're not prorated equally over the 12-month time frame. So if we go down to the bottom of the report, you'll see that we ended the month of October with a fund equity balance of $2,093,394. And like we mentioned, the board approved us to pursue a line of credit or TAN, it's a
Tax
line of credit,
anticipatory.
anticipation of taxes. So we have not drawn down that yet. So I'm pushing it as close as we can. If we do have to draw, we'll probably have to draw some next week to float us through. But the tax commissioner did communicate that she's going to make weekly distributions as quickly as she can as she receives them. So depending on how that comes in, if we get some money next week, maybe close to not have to borrow. But not knowing what that drawdown from them is going to look like, we just needed to have this on task if needed. So we're running close. If we do, it'll be a shorter duration, so that means less interest that we'll have to pay. So just wanted to apprise you guys on that.
Okay, just go ahead with the next one.
Next report. Okay, we'll go to the special revenue report. This represents the federal grants, pre-K, and school nutrition. Again, like I said, on federal grants, you can see that obviously expenses are running higher than the grants because we have to spend the money and then draw it down. So a lot of our grants are getting approved finally by some of the state program folks. So we'll be able to play catch up, but it's always going to be a month in arrears. So everything's running good on that. Pre-K, same thing. No real issues with pre-K at this time. Pre-K gives our money in August through May versus, we spread things over 12 months. So sometimes the revenue actually can be a little ahead of our expenses because they distribute their funds August through May time frame versus in 1/12 increments. So, and then school nutrition, you can see before you that, their expenses are higher than their revenue at this point in the year, but they have a fund equity balance of $1.5 million. So at the end of last year, so they have sufficient funds to cover their overage at this point. So, do you have any questions?
Very good. Anybody have any questions about that? Okay.
And then if we can get on to the SPLOSH detail report. This gives the past 3 months of expenditures coming out of the SPLOSH account. You can see that the month of October, we collected $499,759, which when you compare to October prior year, we're 4% less. And we're down actually from the prior month where we collected $523,815. So we'll continue obviously to monitor tax receipt or the 1 cent sales tax, because this represents September sales. So October represents the month before. You can see the big ticket line items, which obviously is the middle school project, as well as the track project. We will have one more payment on the track to make, and we're holding off some of the money just to verify that there's an area, I believe, that they want to just look at and make sure it's draining appropriately before we release that final payment. And it's $113,000, so it's not a large payment, but it's enough to hold out if we have to follow up on anything. So we ended the month $4,528,558. So we will be burning through that pretty quickly. So, okay.
All right. Anybody have any questions about the SPLOSH detail? Then you go to.
We'll go to the SPLOSH projection report. This is just a high-level summary of what we talked about. Again, like I said, we ended the month at $4,528,000. And if you look at November and December, you'll see pretty substantial projections on expenses that will be incurring relative to the middle school project. So we will be floating on fumes, and like we were talking about before, having to pursue other revenue sources to finish out the middle school project. So that'll be coming forth in the January, February, or March time frame as we get to that point. Okay? Anybody have any questions?
Any questions about that one?
off with the middle school expense report. This has the expenditure projections on the middle school project. And they are working feverishly to have that front and the gym finished by summer of 2025, which is huge. To have those two pieces of the project complete within a year, which hats off to Carol Daniel. They are doing a tremendous job on that project. Mother Nature's been kind, and they've been able to get a lot accomplished. So, Mr. Moore will probably show you some pictures a little bit later on to you guys. But this just gives us a spend plan of what's to come. Okay.
Meg, any questions about that as far as the middle schools is concerned? All right.
And then last but not least, the utility analysis report. We use this report to help us track trends and look at any issues that we might need to look into further. Everything looks okay. The only thing that I do want to just bring to your attention is the high school on the water consumption. Russell did bring up that there was a leak on one of the toilets that got hung up and did not get addressed. And so obviously those kind of issues, believe it or not, they go through water really quickly when they get hung up. So I'm not saying that is the sole reason one toilet, but that is a reason that didn't get addressed in quick enough time to get resolved. So other than that, everything else is looking okay.
Okay. Any questions about those? Any other questions come to mind about any of the financial reports? Okay, thank you very much. I don't see Mr. Weaver.
He's out of town. He's in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
He's in Michigan, training workshop. He's actually probably on a plane now.
Is he up there working in Detroit steel mill? I mean,
No,
auto mill?
It's a Bluebird workshop. About propane buses. So I'll be happy to provide information.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. You see there the fuel consumption for last month, just under 14,000, down just a little bit. Gas and propane. We have started to use those propane buses here recently, and so those three that we purchased, they are rolled. Bus service and repair, $300, up $2,400 from last month. Total cost of operation, just over $19,574 from last month. Transportation department personnel, all route drivers and monitors are in place. We have one sub-driver position that is vacant. And we might have someone close to being able to hire there. Bus routes, we're running 18 regular ed routes, 2 special ed routes, and 1 GNETs. Field trips, 45 trips in October, 42 trips in the Google Sheet for November. This is a little bit of a downtime in between fall and winter sports, but those winter sports get cranked up here pretty quickly, so those field trips will increase as well. No recommendation. We are in the process of getting the propane infrastructure in place for fueling. They started servicing on Monday, November 4th. So we're going out there to Folger, their business operations, to fuel those buses now. And Mark's going to share with you tomorrow an update on where we're going with propane infrastructure.
Okay.
And he will actually be providing a little short bus trip on one of the new propane buses, so you'll get to ride tomorrow.
Okay.
Then you can see if you want to be a bus driver, he can train you to do that.
I want to check on that age thing because Willie, I thought I had him talked into being one, but he keeps saying he's too old. And I don't know.
They won't give me a license.
They won't give you a license.
Monitor.
That's right.
You can ride.
Charge of discipline.
Okay. Any other questions about the transportation report? Thank you, Mr. Moore. I guess you'll go right on into the instructional program report.
All right. First there you see we have a program highlight for our JROTC. They had a review, and they are the Southeast Regional, their formal unit assessment, which is done by an outside representative. So it's not unlike the schools are are reviewed by Cognia. Our federal programs are reviewed by an outside source. And they had a perfect score, so it exceeds standards in all areas. It was outstanding. Just a really great program. And as you know, I hope, we do have the fall board retreat.
A little late.
Beginning in a matter of about an hour. And although you will be having that short bus tour, it is on a propane bus. So that means it's very quiet. We're going to continue the program. We've got so many things to cover. So while you're on it, you might have to listen to a report. Just throwing that out there. But we are scheduled to go, kind of late tonight until about a little after 9, and then starting. Breakfast will be tomorrow morning, 7:15. We'll start our first session at 7:45 and go until about 5 tomorrow. Okay, so, it's pretty happening. And then the next thing I just want to let you know quickly is that those end of course assessments are coming up at the high school. As you know, the semester is drawing to an end, and because we're on block schedule, those students who are in those courses will have to take their sort of final exam, that is the federally mandated assessments, and those are ELA 11, U.S. History, Algebra, and Biology. And so you see the dates there that they'll be taking those. And then we have our high school field trip that Dr. Metzger is going to tell you a little bit about.
So excited about this. If you recall, a few years ago, Coach Cook proposed to us a trip where he would take his students annually, senior trip. Those that are graduating or have graduated in return, an annual trip. In the past few years, thanks to the high school and your support, they've gone to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. This year, Mr. Massey, Ms. Coley, and Ms. Room have put together a trip, and with your support and Ms. Hardy's support, they're taking their kids to Chattanooga on December 19th. They are going to visit the aquarium. They're going to go to Ruby Falls. They're going to go to the, I've wrote it down here, the Tennessee Valley Railroad Museum. Okay? And then they're going to eat at a couple fun places too. They're going to stay the night and return the next day, so return on the 20th. In addition to the just incredible learning experiences, this trip offers a great opportunity for them to work on their daily living skills, their social skills, and really just, as a whole, it is an absolutely incredible opportunity. We couldn't do it without your support, without Ms. Hardy's support, and the kids and the families look so forward to this opportunity. So we're excited about it.
How many children will be going?
I want to say, I'd have to look at the list. Is it 5, 6?
I don't know, 7.
7? Maybe 7.
Okay.
That are eligible.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't think they have a problem.
They have it all in there. They have a very detailed itinerary they gave us for students, the level of support that each student requires that we are going to be providing on this trip. It's just the stories that Coach Cook would share, and last year with Ms. Coley and everybody, this year that we'll hear. It's memorable, and it means a lot to our families and to the students. And it's great.
Very good. And this is all seniors, right?
Seniors.
Aged out or whatever. Mm-hmm. Very good.
And then just to finish up the report here, I do have the early release days for you, again, because it's the end of the semester. Remember, we do those half days. They accommodate for those final exams, which are not the federally mandated, but just a regular course final exam. Those for our kind of extended periods at the high school. So those are early release days. We'll have parent conferences, and the time for this for you. The buses run at those times. The beginning time is the same as it always is. Then we have praise training for our staff. That's the continuation of what we did with the Safety Summit. You'll hear a little bit more about that tomorrow in the safety report, but that's the citizens' response to an active shooter event. So that training is not specific to schools. It is actually for anywhere in life. So it's a training that we really want to make sure we get in for everybody to complete at the end of this year. And then our technology updates, Ms. Story is going to, is it still true? It's still true. Ms. Story is going to give you those at the retreat a little bit later.
I didn't want to spoil it.
Don't spoil our dinner. I understand. Okay, thank you, Ms. Hicks. Well, come on now. There we go. Facilities report.
Yes, sir. Just a couple things in this month's report. First, construction update at the middle school. Kim said they are really moving over there. It's been by, you can see the front coming in shape.
It is.
And I hadn't been back to the back to see the gym, and I drove back there yesterday. I think it's about 3 weeks behind the front, so it's coming along quick. And it looks like they're going to make that deadline of this summer. Look forward to maybe at our April board retreat being able to visit the new parts of the middle school. But where they are right now in the admin library classrooms, walls are 95% complete, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing, 95% complete, structural steel, joist, and decking, 90% complete, roofing is 10% complete, exterior sheathing 75% complete, and then spray foam, if you see the front kind of looks yellow right there, that's the spray foam, and they're 70% complete there. So getting real close to being dried in, and we might be able to beat the rain this year, which will be helpful. And then back on the back side where the new gym's going to be, the walls are 75% complete, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing are 75%, roof joist and decking is 25% complete. So they're real close. There's a lot of folks working over there. I do have a few pictures. So that first picture is our lightweight concrete on the roof. Guys right there on the front. Second picture there is the admin office area. Let's see. Along nicely. That third picture, that's on the service road on the back side looking at the gym. So, back side, they're a little bit behind, but closing in. And then here, just to your right, you see the current gym right there. That's where that is. So you're looking kind of in the locker room area that we'll have coming out of the current gym going into the new gym. We're transition of locker rooms and offices and that sort of thing. And there's the spray foam on the front entrance area. They're getting real close to being finished there. Moving right along. Okay, just one other thing I wanted to mention. J8 pass-through refrigerator and heating cabinet. For some reason, the academy is the only school that does not have a pass-through refrigerator and heating cabinet, and so we tried to figure out what that reason was and talked to Craig about when it was designed, and he wasn't real sure why that got taken out. All the other schools have a pass-through area, so Savannah would like to put that into the academy. Of course, we'll get Carol Daniel to work with us and be able to put that in, but it'll be in the transition area from where we serve out front to where we're cooking in the back, and we just leave items in that heating cabinet and refrigerator. So you'll see that later as an action item.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about the facilities report? And then the next thing is the Georgia School Board's Winter Conference. You want to talk to that?
Yes, sir. We have the dates December 11th through the 13th. That Wednesday, December 11th, will be the pre-conference workshops. I believe Ms. Carroll has been in communication with each of you about which workshop you would like to attend. And then the actual conference will be on that on the 12th and 13th. And so we will have, I believe she was able to get reservations in all rooms on site, which will be nice. And she'll have once she has the conference packets ready, she'll email you and you can come by the office to pick those up.
She do them on Tuesday
yes, we have room reservations for Tuesday night as well, since you'll be expected to be there early Wednesday for the pre-conference workshop. And then I think that I don't even really know what the theme of the conference is this time. But I know it will be something. I know in the past we've talked about literacy and some of those initiatives, and I'm sure there will be safety probably, and maybe some artificial intelligence. I'm not sure if they'll do anything with AI or not, but look forward to those workshops and the training coming up next month.
And you want to talk about the December board meeting?
Yes, due to a scheduling conflict, we originally had the meeting scheduled for Tuesday, December 10th, but because of the conference, we have moved that meeting. So the December board meeting will be on Monday, December 9th at 4 o'clock p.m. So make sure that date is on your calendars, and I believe I've sent that out to our principals to mark your calendar as well for that particular date. That will be here before you know it.
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions about that? All right. Thank you very much. And we'll move right on into our action items. We have the STEAM Center interior painting.
Yes, we have a quote from Clean Lines Painting in the amount of $6,750, and that is to paint the inside of the STEAM Center. You will hear, I know I had mentioned to you all about doing a little bit of upgrades in that building so that we could host our birth to age 3 parent play experience, and Ms. Beckwith will be sharing some of that information. The STEAM Center looks great. She and Liz French and Randy Farmer have done an amazing job transforming that into much more of an instructional space. It looks very nice, and so the painting would be something I believe we can have done over the Christmas or Thanksgiving holidays, one of those, either the Thanksgiving or Christmas break. So then that will finish that project. So we would like to make that in the form of a recommendation to approve the painting in the cost of $6,750.
All right, you heard the recommendation of the superintendent on the painting of the STEAM Center. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second? Motion and a second. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify with the uplifted hand. Thank you. All right.
All right, the next one is approved purchase of storage facility at the STEAM Center. So you can't clean up and get ready for guests without having a place to put some things. So they needed a storage building, and that has, when you think about all of the STEAM activities that happen in that building and everything that Ms. French does with our BioSTEAM program, it's, she has need for a lot of supplies and materials, and so the storage building has been something that I know that they will appreciate having that extra space. And so the total cost for that storage facility from Genesis Portable Buildings is $6,922. So I would like to recommend you approve the purchase of the building.
All right, we've heard the motion and heard the recommendation on the storage building of $6,922. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions about this? Hearing none, all those in favor signify with the uplifted hand. Thank you. All right. Track.
It's not often that I can recommend that we approve a reduction, so we like that word. So
I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, that's right. I know. That's right. So approve the reduction in the Jefferson High School track project change order number 1 from Hellis Construction Company. It's in the amount of $113,250. This will revise the contract amount to $939,534. So I would like to make that in the form of a recommendation that you approve that price reduction.
What do we owe?
It was on the asphalt part, if I'm remembering correctly, Brantley. It had to do something when they were evaluating the structure of the asphalt when they took the layers off, and it didn't have to go down this deep, because some of that was going to have to be renovated, and so they said if we don't have to go down this deep, then this is going back 6 months ago, but that's what I'm remembering on that.
All right, you've heard the recommendation of the superintendent. To have a motion I think Mr. Porter was making his one and only motion.
I'll make it again.
Is there a second? Got a second. Any other questions about that? All those in favor signify with their hand. Thank you.
Motion and second.
All right, we have the approved purchase of pass-through for the JA cafeteria. Mr. Moore mentioned that in the facilities report, and the total cost for this, the quote from Manning Brothers is $34,319.21. So we would like to make that.
You want to know why we didn't have one? We came upon the reason right here.
We were looking for a reduction, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be so helpful for us to help, please.
So it's actually two.
Yes.
I'm wondering how we're going to have heated and a refrigerated one at the same time. All right, very good. So it's actually two cabinets, one for heated and one for refrigeration. You've heard the recommendation of the superintendent that we purchase these pass-through units, two of them, for a total of $34,319.21. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify. Thank you. All right.
All right, and the last action item is to approve a purchase of ice maker for the Jefferson High School cafeteria. And I'm not sure if that is K-Tom. Is that how you say that, K-Tom? Restaurant supply. And the total cost for this would be $5,981.
Okay. Anybody have any? Well, you see the bid there on the before you. Heard the recommendation of the superintendent that we buy this ice maker for $5,981. To have a motion.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Got a second. Motion and a second. Any other questions about this?
Your principal's very excited. That's nice. Yes, exactly.
Ma'am?
It's the best. Thank you. You'll make a happy principal. It's all about me.
Oh.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh, now.
Always is.
Okay.
I'm kidding. You've been kids, I guess.
You'll let them use it?
Yes. I'm kind.
The little things, yeah.
Is there no other questions or comments from the gallery? Hearing none, all those in favor signify with them. Thank you. Well, okay. Very good. Yeah, I got to go. All right, now we come to the part on the agenda that will have public comment. If anybody was here would like to have public comment, other than Miss Hardy. All right.
The city councilwoman.
Yeah. Ms. Maddox. Glad to have you. No other comments? At this time, do we need an executive session? You got it on there.
Yes, we can just have a quick one just for personnel.
Okay. And normally I always like to hear from all the schools, but I think I'm going to spend 20 hours with you there. So we'll probably get all the information we need. And in that, do I have a motion that we're going to executive session for personnel?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions? All those in favor say file with that. Thank you. Thank all of y'all for being